Local councils should be able to speed up the introduction of charging zones for motorists in town centres to combat pollution. According to a report backed by more than 50 MPs, 4 parliamentary committees have today delivered a damning verdict on the government's plans to clean up the air, describing it as a box-ticking exercise. The report said the government's proposed ban on the sale of new conventional diesel and petrol cars from 2040 lacks sufficient ambition and should be brought forward. Car makers should also be forced to pay into a clean air fund under the polluter pays principle. But MPs also attacked the government for failing to provide clear messaging and national leadership on the issue of clean air zones. The Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs (Defra) concluded in a report last year that charging zones in town and city centres are the fastest and most effective way of improving air quality. But in its draft air quality plan it said councils should exhaust all other measures to combat pollution, such as getting rid of speed bumps, and should only introduce clean air zones as a last resort. The government is anxious to avoid penalising owners of older, more polluting cars, particularly diesels, who are more likely to be on lower incomes. The joint report published by the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs Committee, the Environmental Audit Committee, the Health and Social Care Committee and the Transport Committee concluded this lack of clarity is causing confusion and hampering councils' ability to tackle air pollution as quickly as possible. It said if local councils are regularly breaching air quality limits and believe clean air zones to be the most effective way to combat pollution, they should receive government support to implement them without having to go to onerous lengths to demonstrate the inefficacy of other options. If this approach fails, the report said the government should consider mandating charging zones in hotspot areas. The unprecedented joint inquiry, which 21 Tory MPs took part in, was launched amid concerns over the government's air quality plans, which have repeatedly been successfully challenged in the courts by environmental groups. Air pollution causes an estimated 40,000 premature deaths a year in the UK and is linked to health problems from childhood illnesses to heart disease and even dementia. Concerns over nitrogen dioxide emissions have grown since Volkswagen was found in September 2015 to have cheated air pollution tests for 11 million diesel vehicles worldwide. This has contributed to a slump in sales of new diesel cars. The government announced in July last year that new conventional diesel and petrol cars and vans will be banned from 2040 as part of efforts to tackle air pollution. But the report said this is too distant to produce a step change in industry and local government planning, and falls far behind similar commitments from other countries. Rome plans to stop diesel cars from entering its centre by 2024, while authorities in Paris want to ban both petrol and diesel cars by 2030. The committees urged the government to force the automotive industry to put money into a new fund to improve air quality. They also called for a Clean Air Act to enshrine the right to clean air in UK law and a national air quality support programme for councils. Car industry leaders have accused ministers of having an anti-diesel agenda, which they claim is leading to motorists delaying the replacement of their older and more polluting cars with modern and cleaner models. Mike Hawes, chief executive of the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders, rejected calls for car makers to pay into a new clean air fund. He said the industry is already investing billions in producing cleaner cars as well as scrappage schemes to get older vehicles off the road. He added, other sectors must also play their part in improving air quality. We should not divert investment away from the development of new, low-emission vehicles, as the fastest improvement to air quality in our towns and cities will be through the uptake of the latest technology. A government spokesman said, "We will carefully consider the Joint Committee's report and respond in due course." NDJ4IR=RNNLZ.
Where the freaks at?